Hello there, and glad to have you again on Energy and You, the weekly update of activities of the National Oil Company, NNPC Limited. I'm Egosa Igumbo. On the show today, NNPC Limited takes another giant leap towards shoring up local refining capacity by providing 300,000 barrels of crude oil for the newly inaugurated Dangote refinery to launch its operations. And Nigeria's biggest single gas initiative has been commissioned. The program is set to provide over 200 companies with energy supply. The initiative kicks off with 150 million standard cubic feet of gas reserves. Also, NNPC Limited has on priority investments and infrastructure for industrial revolution. It promises to be an engaging time on the show. Details in a moment. Thanks for staying with us. Now let's get right into the show with top energy stories from around the globe. Monday marked a historical moment for Africa and indeed Nigeria as the world's largest single-line refinery was commissioned by Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari. The refinery is worth processing 650,000 barrels per column a day, making it a first of its kind in the world. The project has seen $18 billion investments. OPEC's Secretary General Haitham Ali Gais has hinted that underinvestment in the oil and gas sector could cause market volatility in the long term and imperil growth. He added that major investment is needed in all energy sectors and the world needs to focus on greenhouse gas emissions. Global oil demand growth is around 8 million barrels per day, and the world could face a supply problem as Western sanctions on Russian oil curtail production growth. Oil steadies as U.S. default risk offsets demand outlook. Brent crude futures rose 17 cents at $75.75 a barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude was up 15 cents at $71.84. Well, those are your top energy stories this week. Well, it's time now for our weekly update on the war against oil theft.
The war on crude oil theft is on, and the industry-wide security collaboration continues to record remarkable progress. Between the 12th and 19th of May 2023, a total of 267 incidents were recorded. Approximately 95 illegal connections were uncovered and repair is ongoing. 83 illegal refineries were discovered and destroyed, while 29 cases of pipeline vandalism were discovered. 44 automatic identification system infractions were flagged using NNPC's maritime intelligence system and escalated to the Navy for prompt action. 14 wooden boats used to convey stolen crude were confiscated, while 2 cases of oil spill were discovered and is being addressed. 160 of these incidents were recorded in the central region of the Niger Delta. 45 were recorded in the eastern region, while 18 took place in the western part of the Niger Delta's oil-producing region. 44 other incidents were recorded at sea. For NNPC Limited, there is no backing down on the war on crude oil theft until the menace is eradicated for good.
This 650,000 barrels per day Dangote refinery has been inaugurated by Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari in Lagos State. NNPC Limited was fully represented at the event by its top management staff. With a 20% stake in the refinery and efforts to restore Nigeria's existing refineries to full capacity, NNPC Limited is adequately positioned to offer more fuel supply in country to ensure sufficiency.
Dangote Refinery, a 650,000 barrel per day refining capacity and world's largest single-train refinery located at Ibeju-Lekki, Lagos State, has been commissioned by President Muhammadu Buhari. The presidential commissioning was witnessed by 4 African leaders, captains of industry, key players in the energy sector, Nigeria's political class, as well as the diplomatic community.
Let me once congratulate the Chairman, Board of Directors and Management of Dangote Group for his notable contribution to the industrialization of our economy and that of our continent. Let me also thank Al-Haji Aleko and his team for the opportunity to commission this extraordinary project. Our government, therefore, took the decision to focus attention on creating an enabling environment for the private sector to thrive and fill the enormous gap in investments, not only in infrastructure, but also in all critical sectors.
The NNPC Limited, represented by the group CEO, Malam Mele Kyari, said the commissioning of the refinery is a proud moment for the country. He noted that in support of domestic refining, the company has investment of 20% stake to meet growing demands for refined petroleum products. This is in addition to the company's ongoing strategies towards harnessing its own resources to meet the energy needs of the country.
Dangote refinery, with the new deal that we have been building, supported by the Enabling Petroleum Act, will surely provide domestic security of supply in our country. There's no doubt about it. However, the lingering challenge of petroleum motor spirit subsidies is clearly getting out of the capacity of the state to bear, and the differentials that domestic refining will provide is insignificant and cannot compensate for the subsidies. And may I use this opportunity to say that it's very, very difficult to continue to bear subsidy bills in the excess of 400 billion naira every month.
The man behind the initiative, Africa's wealthy industrialist, Aliko Dangote, has described the commissioning of the refinery as a priority project expected to ramp up production of petrol products to satisfy Nigeria's demand.
Well, the refinery operation and ancillary businesses will generate massive job opportunities. The downstream value chain will equally provide far more absorptive capacity for labor in the hundreds of thousands. Third, once our plant is fully commissioned and it is on stream, we expect that at least 40% of the capacity will be available for export, and this will result in significant foreign exchange earning into the country. Overall, in the environment, we have adopted stringent environmental health and safety policies to ensure that the refinery operates in a safe and sustainable manner.
There were goodwill messages from the African leaders in attendance, from the CBN governor, as well as the governor of Lagos State, amongst others.
The truth is that successful economies depend largely on entrepreneurs running successful businesses. We need to push vigorously in West Africa the culture of entrepreneurship so that we can grow our economies and become prosperous.
It's about the opportunity this has provided for all the youth and young people of our country. Because the over 150,000 or so direct and indirect jobs that will be created are not for 65-year-old and not for 55-year-old. They are jobs for our youth, our young leaders that are in their 20s and in their 30s, and for them to believe that indeed Nigeria is a place for them. Nigeria considers them as an important and a veritable tool in developing and ensuring that the very best is always at us.
The Dangote refinery complex is sitting on the free trade zone, which covers a land area of about 2,635 hectares. The refinery has a 435 megawatts power station, a deep sea port, and a fertilizer unit. The refinery cost $18 billion to build.
The Nigerian Oil and Gas Opportunity Fair, NOGAF, provides an opportunity for industry experts and key players to brainstorm on innovative ways to achieve industrial revolution. The annual event, hosted by the Nigerian Content Development Monitoring Board, is an initiative aimed at stimulating the agency towards sustainable growth. The 2023 edition, which took place in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State, provided a platform for companies to showcase their projects and explore industry opportunities. Let's get details.
The 2023 Nigerian Oil and Gas Opportunity Fair, NOGOF, is the fourth edition in the series organized by the Nigerian Content Monitoring and Development Board. It is one of the major events of the board which offers key players in the upstream, midstream and downstream sectors the venue to showcase opportunities and present available in-country capacity. For the Group CEO, NNPC Limited, Malam Mele-Kyari, the NOGOF presents an opportunity for NNPC Limited to engage its partners to join efforts in expanding the gas footprint to stir up industrial revolution in the country. Delivering the industry address under the guiding theme, the oil and gas industry, catalyst and fuel for the industrialization of Nigeria, Group CEO NNPC Limited re-echoed the message on gas being the nation's transition mechanism to an industrialized economy.
This industry must focus on gas, and that's what we are doing. And that's where we expect all our partners to join us so that we can expand the gas footprint in our country. Therefore, we will succeed in creating the industrialization that we're all looking forward to. So that means the only way this industry can become the catalyst and fuel for that is to build gas. And we're focused on domestic gas, as we also look for money from gas that can go to other countries.
He said that NNPC Limited and its partners would address the energy challenges through gas to catalyze industrialization and create prosperity for the country. Speaking on efforts to boost domestic refining of crude oil, Kyari added that NNPC Limited is ramping up the rehabilitation of its refineries and has additionally acquired a 20% stake in the newly commissioned Dangote refinery. The NOGOF Arena offered NNPC Limited the opportunity to give highlights on the progress recorded so far and how it has been able to restore investors' confidence on the security of assets in the Niger Delta region. Also, the company's collective war against crude oil theft is yielding positive results, as shown by the increase in crude production to 1.67 million barrels per day. For the Nigerian Content Development Board, its operations on mandate post-PIA looks beyond the local oil and gas sector to unlock key investment opportunities in the sector.
We have provided train-the-trainer programs across the country, delivered over 13 million man-hours in on-the-job training covering sea time for marine cadets, non-destructive testing, equipping youths in the new skill sets such as GSM repairs, solar power installation, and provision of entrepreneurial exposures that will ensure sustainability. With almost 1 million graduates, technicians, and artisans being produced every year, there is a huge need to provide human capacity development programs to develop our youths and keep them engaged in productive activities.
To further attract investment into the industry, the board is working with the regulatory agencies in the oil and gas sector to roll out several regulations and initiatives. At the event, goodwill messages from representatives of the Ministry of Petroleum Resources, Shell Petroleum Development Company, and Bayelsa State Government were delivered.
The ministry is very proud of him. The hard work he has been putting, the good leadership he has been giving to NCDMB, the ministry and the entire Nigerians are very proud of him and will continue to give him all the support and the assistance he deserves to continue to make NCDMB to be more progressive in nature.
So I'm actually a very big fan of this opportunity fairs because it provides that unique opportunity So I am looking forward, together with my team from Shell, to being active participants of this fair over the next 2 days. Because I believe together we can actually bring our industry back to the enviable position it's always been, despite the blips of the past couple of years. And this is one of the critical steps in that journey.
Part of the stakeholders' inputs were calls for the consideration of an increase in the percentage allotted to host communities and the dire need to sufficiently meet the energy needs of the people in view of the growing population of the nation.
The industrialization of our nation is largely dependent on the strength and health of the oil and gas sector and the transport sector, especially the maritime sector, through which these products are largely transported. We as a nation must therefore initiate policies that will optimize the benefits of producing these resources at reduced costs and put in place strategies for refining crude in country and marketing sale for optimal benefit.
While at the fair, the NNPC's GCO, accompanied by some management of the company and stakeholders, took a tour of the various exhibition stands, including that of NNPC Limited. Participants also inspected a project site of a gas pressure regulating and metering skid.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has assured of priority investments and infrastructure for industrial revolution in the energy sector. A recent media chat with the group CEO, Mr. Mele Kyari, further brings to fore NNPC Limited's vision of harnessing its vast unutilized gas resources, ensuring its monetization and ultimately providing energy sufficiency for the country.
During the media chat at the headquarters of Media Trust Limited, publishers of Daily Trust and owners of Trust TV, Kyari reiterated the company's renewed focus. He talked about the strategies and processes that are being deployed to ensure the proper management of assets and investments in the energy sector.
The road to progress in our country is to build the gas infrastructure for our country. And this is what we are focused on. And we believe that this can be delivered. Once you do this, others will take over. Nobody is going to do this except NNPC. We understand this very, very perfectly. Even in the power sector, I'm sure you know all the stories around power in the country. You have power, you cannot transmit it. You can't transmit it. The transmission lines are still work in progress. We believe also that the Siemens intervention is the best thing that would happen so that you bottleneck the transmission and distribution line and power will get to location. And in every country, you must take power close to its users. Because transmission, you lose power, definitely, at least 30% of it, over a period of 1,000 kilometers, you lose substantial part of power through transmission. So the closer it is, it's easier for you to manage the grid, and that is why we're also focused on bringing up certain power plants in some locations, We're already making progress on establishing the Abuja power plant, and we're taking interest in buying some of the power plants that were built previously that nobody is working. I'm sure you know, I don't want you to put this in the media, but they are there. Some of these power plants were built without gas supply. We are connecting them to gas now so that ultimately they can come back, they become closer to the end users. Energy security is beyond just providing fuel at the fuel station. It can mean power. It can also mean the infrastructure to deliver energy to the people.
With the abundant reserves of gas measuring 8 billion standard cubic feet, the Ajaokuta Kaduna Kano Gas Project, AKK, is aimed at providing cheap source of power supply to many parts of the country and boosting industrialization. Speaking further on the company's revenue boost, the group CEO assured that more improvements are being recorded post-Petroleum Industry Act. These improvements, he said, are in sharp contrast to the losses declared in the last 4 decades.
Even at the troubles that COVID put through at the whole world, this company made 287 billion naira of net profit from loss of 803 to, and of course by the next year, which is 2021, we have published all our statements, and we are at 687 billion naira net profit. This company can do better than this, and that is why our projections now is beyond this. We have not done with our audited statement of accounts for 2022. It's almost ready, and we'll publish it. We know that despite all the challenges that we have, it will be better than 2020-21.
NNPC Limited's gas commercialization and utilization program under the federal government's Decade of Gas initiative has received a major boost. This is as a result of the commissioning of the 150 million standard cubic feet of Ibefun natural gas city gate in Ogun State. The plant is currently Nigeria's biggest single gas initiative.
The gas project is executed under the partnership of NNPC Gas Marketing Limited, NGML, and Axela Limited, an energy solutions company. Group CEO Malam Mele-Kyari, who was represented at the event by the Executive Vice President, Gas and Power, Abdul Kabir Ahmed, said that the essence of the project is to integrate the usage of gas for both domestic and industrial purposes.
Axela Group and the NGML of NNPC have partnered to ensure that they deepen the usage of domestic gas in Nigeria. This is in furtherance to promote and integrate the usage of gas both in the domestic homes and as well in generation of power and industries, which will eventually lead to economic growth and prosperity for the people, not only in Ogun State, but also in Nigeria in general.
The Ogun State Governor, Chief Dakpo Abiodun, while noting the role of the energy sector as a catalyst to industrial revolution, commended NNPC Limited for laying a solid foundation.
Recognize energy as very key to the continued development of other sectors such as agriculture, health, commerce and industry, and education. And of course, the overall economic activities and the individual prosperity of our citizenry. While we cannot underestimate the importance of energy to the development of micro, small, and medium-scale enterprises, it is just right to appreciate Transit Gas Nigeria Limited for this initiative and this investment that will further support the industrial revolution of Ogun State.
For Bolaji Osunsanya, Managing Director, Axela Limited, the company's partnership with NGML is that of commitment to deliver innovative solutions to shape the future of gas and power in Nigeria.
The city gate will help increase the supply of natural gas to end users in the Shagamu gas distribution zone. And that's a very wide stretch. We're talking about the interchange all the way to J4. It creates more access and availability, and by providing a reliable and efficient supply of natural gas to these industries, the natural gas city gates can even drive economic growth and job creation in broader Nigeria.
On his part, the Lincoln of Ibefun, Oba Gideon Adeboye, expressed the community's gratitude to NNPC Limited and its partners for the project. He highlighted the positive economic impact of the initiative.
During the construction phase, some of the residents of the community were actively engaged in some jobs. Even the organization embarked on some corporate social responsibilities activities as a form of support to us. We wish to assure the organization that the community is committed to support them also as they operate freely in our reality.
NNPC Limited has continuously encouraged the diversification of energy resources in the country while reducing poverty through the creation of more job opportunities. The project is poised to support the industrial development of Ogun State and its environs.
What do we do at NNPC? Since inception as the National Oil Company of Nigeria, our mandate has been to serve the nation by meeting the energy needs of over 200 million people. Over the years, we have invested in tomorrow's leaders and contributed to the development of communities across the nation. We have grown a network of over 500 service stations. We are the driving force behind the constantly growing Nigerian economy. With an efficient distribution network servicing all parts of the country, we ensure the highest quality standards in our crude refining processes. Nigeria boasts of immense oil and gas reserves, which we explore in commercial quantities, providing endless opportunities for economic development. As we drilled for oil, we discovered vast amounts of gas, up to 200 trillion scf. By harnessing gas, we have reduced gas flaring and invested in liquefaction plants, shipping gas across the globe. Our energy footprint is remarkable. We supply gas to the domestic market for power generation, reaching all across Nigeria. Powering everything, anywhere, and everywhere. NNPC, energy for today, energy for tomorrow.
Energy for tomorrow. So come on, let's go.
And that's the size of our package this week. Many thanks for being there again. You can catch up on all events by NNPC Limited through the social media handles showing on your screen. Until I see you again next time, I'm Egusa Igumbo. Bye for now.